and we're here live at Midwest DJs Live 2026, and we have Utah's finest. How you doing, Cooper?
Doing good, man. Excited to be here with you guys. You guys are awesome people. Everyone loves you guys.
Oh, thank
That's
you. We
good to
love
hear.
everyone
Good.
and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
as well back.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Tell us what's been going on with Coke.
And
Yeah, dude. So I'm originally from Southern California. That's where I was born and raised. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So grew up in California and started DJing when I was 16. I was that kid that loved going to all the high school dances. And I don't want to talk too highly of myself, but I was definitely one of the people who was the life of the party, man. I brought so much energy and I just loved it. I'd come into a room full of high school students, fist pumping, and within 10 seconds, I was in the middle of the dance floor. And then a minute later, I was grabbing people off their chairs, off the walls, and bringing them to the very middle of the mosh pit because I loved having fun. And that's kind of what got me into DJing. Fast forward 16 years later, I've been in Utah now for about 11 years. And I've been full-time as a DJ for 6 years. I went full-time, believe it or not, the month before COVID hit.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, man, that was crazy for all of us. My wife was pregnant. We had a baby on our way, and we were about to buy a house. So left my tech company because I've been DJing a couple of gigs every month, as well as having a full-time job, and it was just too much. So did that. COVID happened, and I started live streaming weddings for my couples because they needed it. And then that live streaming turned into a production company that also takes up a good part of my time. And now I've got 3 little girls. We live in Utah, and I've got a wonderful life and a very incredible wife whose name is Hannah.
So I definitely have to ask. So we kind of all watch everybody's stories. So what did I thought you went back to work one time when you had quit? Did you go back one time? Remember? Or
Good memory. So wow, that's impressive, bro.
I try to keep up with everything, a little bit about everything in DJ Crosstalk.
So I'd left. Yeah, you're right. I left, and then the CEO of the company that I worked at, it's a medium-sized tech company. He reached out a month after COVID happened and was like, "Hey, Cooper, do you want to come back for a while COVID is a thing?" And at first I was like, COVID's not going to last long. Like, we're fine. And then I slept on it over the weekend, and I was like, you know what? I need to provide for my family.
Yeah.
So I went back to work for a couple months after COVID happened. And the CEO knew that I was going to leave as soon as I could. And that was very, very cool situation to be in.
Yeah.
And Utah luckily didn't have as many restrictions as other parts of the country.
Yeah.
And so after
Texas didn't either.
Yeah. We were similar to you guys. So,
yeah. It's pretty wild. But cool. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I just wanted to say congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
You know, that's awesome that you can walk away from something and do something that you fell in love with.
Yeah.
You know, and actually be the life of the party.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And that's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about what you do in Utah.
Yeah.
And what makes you guys different.
I like that. I appreciate that. So I have myself as a solo DJ and MC, and I make sure people know that when I'm MCing, there's no cheese to it. It's very professional, right? I feel like you can use few words to emotionally connect a whole room of people, and that's what I do. And because I'm an extreme extrovert and because I love creating joy, I think something unique about what I do as a DJ is every interaction with guests, with the planners, with vendors, I'm trying to be as positive and happy and optimistic as I can be. And that really translates later on in the night when we dance and the lights turn down and my party lights turn on, the music turns up. It really, I feel like, helps translate for people to see not just this DJ who's behind his turntables, but someone who's been actively involved in the whole wedding so far and whose energy is hopefully felt by everyone as a very positive, high energy person. So that's something I think that I aspire to do at every event. And then I also DJ corporate events. So I've done things for Lamborghini. They unveiled a brand new car. Yeah, it was a dope car. I'll definitely never be able to buy it. But
don't say that.
They hired me to DJ for the grand opening. And it was a very VIP event. They only invited people who also own Lamborghinis. And so I was in this room of very VIP people
Very rich people.
creating a soundtrack that needed to embody the brand of Lamborghini.
Wow.
And so I spent a lot of time researching and finding, okay, what music does
Did you play
embody
some
that?
German music or something kind of?
Yes. Yes, exactly right. So
Very
I played a lot of like chill
I spent a
house
little time in
EDM.
Germany.
Yeah, a lot of chill house EDM. Very little vocals, and it was great. And I've also done things for X Games. X Games was in Salt Lake City. They hired me, and I've done some other really cool brands. So those are like the type of clientele I work with. The high end weddings, the couples who want a unique experience. And then the companies who want a musical experience that embodies their brand.
So was it hard for you, or did everything come, I won't say easy, but did it come like in a just kind of, okay, here we are, and it just flowed to where you are now? Or was it a struggle up the ladder?
It's a great question. I feel like I never expected to go full time as a DJ until like end of 2019. When all of a sudden I had the idea, because my income for DJing was surpassing what I was making full time at a tech company.
It's time to quit.
And so for the 10 years prior to that, it was groovy. It was awesome. It was the best job in college, best job having a side hustle while I was working full time. And so I would say the past 6 years is where I've really leaned into what makes me unique. Mm-hmm. And yes, I think for everyone else, I wish it was like an overnight success and everyone was reaching out to me every minute of every day, but really just like all of us, it's a lot of hard work to be able to create your brand and to make it known so you attract the people who want what you offer. And so yes, it's been a grind, and I think something that really helped me take off back in 2021 was I saw the guys on the East Coast doing this fusion hybrid band experience with musicians. And that was something that wasn't really in Utah. And so in 2021, I found a sax player, a drummer, and an electric guitar player, and tried them out. And their goal was to improvise to 100% of my music. And we did this all women's party. It was our first client with my hybrid band. We had like 400 women all dressed up. It was like an Adam's outer space themed women's party. It was actually really cool. And it was a smashing hit. And so ever since then, the hybrid band has taken off, and people love the idea of me playing any song they want, but the musicians.
So do you do it with one of them or the whole band every time you do it?
The client gets to choose. So for example, I've got a corporate client next month who's it's an 80s themed event. So they're having sax player and drummer and then me. And then some of my couples will just have a sax player. Some of them will also hire my electric violinist as well. And so they kind of get to choose whatever menu option you want, whatever musical experience you want.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I've done a few of those fusion things, and it's fun. We have a great saxophone player.
Dude,
Mike?
Well, so with all of the success that you have, how do you find time to teach other DJs how to do what you're doing and how to succeed in the areas that you found success?
That's cool. I appreciate that. I think a lot of people get in their career and they're in it for them. And then you get to a certain point where it's like you want to help other people. And that's something you guys are doing with this podcast, like through and through, which has been so impressive for me to watch you guys grow and to become like a staple in the name of the DJ industry. It's been really cool. And so the past couple of years, my DJ Instagram has popped off and done really well. And I get DJs messaging me from across the country, asking me questions. And I said the first thing that I do, Mike, is I actually interact with them. And I will oftentimes give them my phone number and say, hey, let's chat sometime when I'm driving. And I'd be happy to chat with you and answer any questions you have. And so I've been on a lot of random phone calls with DJs from across the country.
It sounds very familiar. Yeah. I remember this conversation.
Yeah?
Did someone text me and I called them and talked to them named Cooper?
Wow, brother, you're right, dude.
I have a great memory.
You have a
But no,
crazy memory,
but
yeah.
he called me and he said, "Hey man, I'm thinking about buying these uplights. They had just came out. I think it's those BT whatever the made by
Oh, the Chavez
yeah,
ones.
the ones you can control with your phone." Yeah, I'm like a walking book on some stuff. But he talked to me and I told him what I thought, and we met at Mobile Beat, and then I introduced him to Ben, and Ben took it from there.
Oh yeah, you're right. At 2019.
yeah. So
Yeah, in Las
yeah, that's
Vegas.
where I met Cooper. He reached out to me, and then I added him to DJ Crosstalk along.
Yeah.
Now this is where I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna be back. But what's your buddy's name? That was in the group too. That was with you from Utah.
Jordan.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched Jordan too. Him doing all his house stuff and the concerts he's doing and everything going. So it's funny, but if you're doing good stuff, I pay attention to what everybody's doing. Because I used to wish everybody happy birthday in the group. All
did.
300 of them, but I said, you know what, half these people don't appreciate it, so forget it. I'm not doing this no more. And it got to be a task every day. So because I had to go find a
Tell
picture.
the real truth.
Yeah, I had to go find a picture of everybody.
How you really feel? Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's why I remember I met you, and he reached out to me, and we became friends. We talked at Mobile Beat, and I helped him, and so you're doing what I did for you, because that's the same thing you did, and they asked you a question. But go ahead. So man, it's been great to watch you go from where you were at, like you were afraid, and I want to do this, Jeff, and the next thing I know, he's soaring, and I see him winning all these awards, and I'm like, man, look at Coop, man. My wife, she was like, tell Cooper I said hello, because my wife, she's a part of everything I do too, so she knows everybody. But go ahead.
You guys are a great team.
Yeah.
And then other than that, like on my socials, I actually try to educate DJs and help them get to the next level of what they should be doing. And because I have an assistant at all of my weddings, we've got a great little Osmo camera where they're able to record me just setting up speakers or me emceeing. And I have had even DJs here at this conference that we're at right now. I've had people come up to me and introduce themselves to me and thank me for the content that I'm sharing that's helped them get to the next level. And that's been super rewarding, really rewarding.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you talked about getting into the AV space during COVID.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing today when it comes to that? And are you in a space to where you're educating in that area as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I started that company called Charisma Event Productions, separate from my DJ company in 2021, actually in 2020. And now our team currently, as of this recording, has 6 full-time staff members. We've got a warehouse. We just sent a full semi-truck from Utah to Florida for a big 2-day conference that we produced. And what was crazy was we were about to have our 3rd baby, and I was feeling good about going. And then my wife started getting some Braxton Hicks, which is basically, baby getting ready and her body getting ready to deliver, even though we were a couple weeks out. So once that happened, I was like, all right, I need to stay home.
I'm home.
And so even though it was one of our biggest events of the year, I stayed home. My whole team took care of it, super successful. And that was really rewarding to be able to be home with my wife, to make her sure she felt comfortable. By the way, we had baby 2 weeks later. So, I would have been good to go, but I'm glad I stayed home. And my team took care of it. And so DJing is my passion. It's what I love. I feel like my mission or my mission is to create joy and connection. And so everything that I try to do and the people that I surround myself with, like you guys, are people who do similar things. We're here to create joy in this life, right? For myself, for my family, for the couples, and for the clients that I serve, and for the people on the dance floor. I want to create joy, and that connection also comes naturally when you're creating a joyful moment.
Absolutely.
And so that's something that coexists between the audiovisual production world, where I'm not a performer, and then also the DJ world, where I am the talent and the performer. 2 very different things, but of the very similar mission.
Wow.
I love that. That's awesome. That's really good.
So do you have LED screens, or you just doing cameras and audio and pop-up screens, or what all are you doing? What all is in your packages now?
Yeah, great. So our warehouse is pretty full right now. We've got 15 laptops. We got 18 projector screens, tons of projectors, robotic lights, special effects. Those new retro lights that you see up on the stage. We got
Yeah.
8 of those. Those are pretty dope. And so we can basically put on like a pretty good sized conference and do all the AV and own a majority of the equipment. Now we do rent. We do rent like video walls. We rent right now because there's some different applications where you need different types of video walls. So I rent them from people. But to be honest, man, like what my head was really thinking about all the time is like the DJ aspect of my life, right? And I just today got news that I won 2 awards for best of state.
Again?
yeah.
No way, Cooper.
Yeah. So in Utah, there's an award program called Best of State, and it's like the most well-known.
So before you get in, how do they do that for the whole state? Who's looking at everybody in the whole state?
So if you want to be seen, then you send in an application showing all of your work.
Okay.
And then they spend a month after the deadline. And I don't know how they do it, but they hire a bunch of people and everyone rates them. And then if you get the highest rating out of everyone who submitted their information, then they choose you. And
Wow.
so anyways, I just won 2 today, which is super exciting. That means I've got 11 of these cool golden awards that are pretty heavy. And it just feels good because after 16 years of doing this, it's nice to be recognized.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And for my clients to be reassured that they're working with someone who's truly going to deliver.
Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. They don't just give out awards,
No.
And you would hope not, but it's good, to see that because when we see you, your energy is always the same.
Yeah,
Thanks.
always chipper, smiling, happy.
And it's great. It's good. It's not, even though you're smiling, you're focused.
Yeah.
And it's always good to see you. And we love what you're doing and we wish you continued success. And you told Jeff you're thinking about 1 more, maybe 2.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, so
We'll see.
So hey, you're building a team of AV people.
Wow.
You have your own team.
Well,
but
that's good, man. I'm glad. So along this journey, Cooper, what has been like one of your most memorable moments as far as your career, DJ career? What is something that you're super proud of what you did?
Yeah, that's cool. There's a lot of moments that stand out because I am not just the DJ who just plays great music. Like I try to be very helpful throughout the entire wedding, not just waiting for the dance party to start, right? And there was one situation I was DJing up at a ski resort up in Park City, and the bride texted me the morning of her wedding, and she said, "Hey Cooper, my sister who was going to give the maid of honor speech is no longer giving a speech. Is no longer giving a speech because she missed her flight. So we need to take her out of the speech, and we also need to take her out of the grand entrance." And I was like, okay, so sorry to hear that. Sounds good. And that's all I said. That's all the bride said. And I felt for her. And so luckily in my planning process, I had met the mother and I had her contact information. So I had this idea. And
I know where you're going.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so I call, and by the way, this is a couple of years ago. This is like, I don't know, this is like before, this is a couple of years ago before like Zoom was like being used at weddings or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so I contacted the mom. I said, "Hey mom, don't tell her this, but can you please give me your daughter's phone number who can't make the wedding?" So mom, sort of secrecy, I called the sister. I said, "Hey, I've got a recorder right here on the other line of my phone. I want you to give me your speech right here on the phone." So I record. She gives like a 2-minute speech, and she starts out with saying, "Hey sister, this is Samantha." And I recorded, okay? Not a single person knew it was going to happen. The mother kind of had an idea, but I even kept it vague from her, okay? So during the wedding, we do all the speeches, and I've got a video of this on my Instagram, okay? And I say before we end, there's one other special guest who wasn't able to make it here who wanted to say something. That's all I said.
Oh man, not
I
a
click
dry
play.
in the building.
I click play. "Hey sister, this is Samantha. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be here and I missed my flight this morning." Guys, when that happened, there were tears everywhere in
Oh
the
yeah,
room.
not a dry.
The bride immediately just boom, grabbed napkins. She was crying. The husband was. Literally half the audience was wiping tears away from their eyes. And that was a moment, Jeff, that I will never forget.
That was a good cry.
Because it was so powerful and so out of the blue. Nobody knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And I really was grateful that I delivered it the way that I did, because I didn't say, next we're going to have a speech from someone who missed her flight this morning. I kept it so vague.
Wow.
No,
that was so good.
That the
That would
second
have messed it up.
the second her voice came over, boom, tears, joy,
Yeah.
love in the room.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So that is a moment I'll never forget. And I've done a lot of things similar to that since then that are different, because every situation is different, right? And some of these things, some of the best things you do as a DJ and MC are not the planned things. They're the things that through years of experience and through being aware, you see something that could happen or that should happen, and you guys know, you make it happen.
Yeah.
And so that was a long answer to your question, but something that I'm really
No,
proud
that
of.
was a good story. I like that.
Thank you.
But we knew where you, as DJs, I knew exactly what you had done.
Yeah.
You had called the sister and said, "Hey, I need you to make this tape for me,
Yeah.
and I'm going to play it because I feel like, you know, I hate you miss your flight, but if we can do something to make your sister's day even more special, then I'm going to do that." I got these big old box of tissues I need to use that I've been storing up, so I'm gonna get them all. So help me. But no, that was really good, man. But now, Coop, I watch your career, man, as much as you share online, and whenever I see you at a conference and talk to you. But man, I enjoy the growth from everybody. So I'm cheering for everybody. I mean, Mike's getting to know all the people, but he don't know all the folks I didn't deal with before he ever came along. But I mean, there's probably not many people in these rooms that I haven't talked to, have touched along the way. And then Cooper and his friends just happen to be two of the people out of Utah that I invited to Crosstalk. So it's not a group that I just let anybody in. That's why it's only still at 300 to this day.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah. But
Thanks,
man, cool. We enjoyed it. If you got anything you want to share, some socials or anything else you want to get out before we get out of here, please feel free to share.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so my Instagram is at DJ Cooper Brown. And DM me, message me, whether you're a potential future client wanting to reach out or whether you're a DJ who just wants to learn and pick my brain. I'm happy to help. I try not to sell anyone. I just want to be useful. And if I'm a good fit for a client, let's work together. And if I'm not, totally fine. But yeah, easy to approach. I'm based out of Utah. I do fly across the country, and I've done some really epic events across the country as well. And yeah, I appreciate the time you guys gave me. You guys are an inspiration to the whole DJ industry. And it's an honor to be on with you guys. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
brother.
you. Y'all heard it there.
Right here.
We're here with Utah's finest, DJ Cooper
11-time
Brown.
award winner.
All caps.
All caps. Yeah. Cool.
All caps.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
Take us out of there, brother.
Isn't a mic?